It's such a chilly day in Minnesota today. It's like one of those gloomy, chilly days. Look at that. Brr. It's a good day for soup. That is what's on the menu. Ozzy, are you gonna help us make soup today? Ozzy, are you gonna soup make? Aw, let's go make some soup. It's a good day for that. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
So we are in soup mode today. It's like
windy and cold out.
Yeah, it's windy and cold, and it's like one of those days where you're like lazy and you just want like some warm soup. That's what we're feeling today. So
yep, that's what we're feeling.
Today we are gonna make another amazing dish that he has mastered. It's a Japanese
ramen soup.
Yeah, but we use beef in it, right?
Yes.
So it's actually a Japanese beef ramen soup. So good. So this dish is, you know, obviously originated from Japan, and we have not been there yet. However, it is on the list. So one of these days we'll make it to Japan, but we don't know when. The list is long and it never ends. So, and if you guys are new to my channel, welcome. I am a travel agent. We have started this cooking playlist here on my channel that has been inspired by different countries we've visited and dishes that we've always wanted to try. Like I said, we've not been to Japan yet, but we can't wait to go one of these days. But you'll also find different travel vlogs, lifestyle, and tons of different travel tips and advice. So be sure to subscribe and be sure to give this a thumbs up if you haven't already.
So for our Japanese soup, we're going to use some green onions. We're going to use the onion part for the soup and then the green part for the toppings. And some dried cloves are going to go into it. And we have our ramen here. We usually try to buy different ramen, not the instant, but that's all we could get. And the soup base is going to be beef bouillon soup base. And we're going to put some mushrooms in this. And we're going to use ribeye steak. And we couldn't get any bok choy, so we just went with some spinach. And we have some ginger we're gonna put into it, and some fresh eggs from our hens. And that's it. First, I like to prepare the vegetables before we get started. Now I'm gonna mince the ginger. Ow! Just kidding. Now you can slice up your mushrooms. Now I'm going to put my cloves on the plate. They add a nice little flavor to the dish. Now we're going to soft boil our eggs. We want them we don't want them completely hard boiled. We want them about halfway so they're a little runny in the middle still. So we'll get our burner on. Alright, so the water's boiling. So we're going to throw our eggs in. Nice and easy. Now we'll cover them, turn them down a little bit, and set our timer for, I'll do 7 minutes. Got a ribeye steak here. You can use any other kind of steak that you want, tenderloin or flat iron, whatever you choose. I'm only going to use half of this. We're going to cut it in half. And trim some of the fat off here. You want to cut these as thin as possible, because you aren't actually going to cook this in a pan. You're just going to pour the boiling hot broth right over it. So the thinner it is, the quicker it'll cook with the hot broth. Now we're going to put our eggs in a cold ice water bath. Cools them down a little quicker and it makes the shells not stick to the egg. So now we're going to cook our ramen noodles. So I'm going to take them out of the package. And we are not going to use the seasoning that it comes with. We're going to make our own broth. Well, we just have to bring some water to a boil and we'll pop our noodles in and those will be finished quickly. So now our water's boiling, so we can throw our ramen in. Just like that. Alright, now we're going to peel our eggs and just cut them in half. Alright, now we're going to cut these in half. Perfect. I see they're a little gooey in the inside, but not too runny so they won't run off. And we're just going to put these right on our plate with everything else. And there's always time for a beer break. Now our noodles are done, so we're going to take these off and we're going to strain them. Bring them over here. A nice strain. I actually, for this dish, like to just rinse them off with some water just to get the starch and stuff off of them real quick, not a lot. We're going to set them aside in this bowl here. Careful though. Oh. And we're going to just set these aside, they'll be alright.
And if you saw our last video for the Chinese stir fry, you saw my little tidbit about warming up your plates in the toaster oven. And of course, now today we have our soup bowls. So we use big, wide rim bowls for this soup. So they're just getting in there, ready to warm up, so they keep our soup nice and warm for when we're ready to eat.
Now I'm going to start making the broth, and I'm first going to start by heating up the small pan. This will be big enough, it's just the two of us. And I'm actually going to start by dry roasting the cloves. So they're just going to go in dry. Kind of brings the flavor out in them. Alright, so now our cloves are toasted. So I'm going to actually put in a little bit of peanut oil. And we're going to go in with our ginger and green onions. Alright, I turn the heat down, the onions are translucent and the ginger is cooked in well. So now I'm going to put in a few spoonfuls of the beef bouillon. And then we're going to put our water in. I'm going to do about 6 cups of water. Alright, now we have our water mixed in with our soup base. So we're going to turn the heat up to high and mix it up. That'll dissolve with the heat. And then once it comes to a boil, we'll just let it simmer for about 15 minutes or so. Get all those flavors that mix together. Alright, our soup broth is done, so we're going to turn the heat off. And now we're going to strain it, and then we'll have clean broth left over. I have a strainer and a large bowl here. you wouldn't want to be eating that in your soup, right? Now we're gonna saute our mushrooms real quick. Get a cast iron pan going. Toss those guys up a little bit. A little chef's toss there. Looks like so. Looks easier than it is though. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, ooh. Alright, these are all cooked up. You don't want to cook them too much. Just like so. That was fun. Love cast iron. Okay, now we're going to start assembling the bowls. So I'm going to start by putting this on medium, and then by the time we're done putting everything together, it should be hot and ready to go. Okay, now we're going to start preparing our bowls. We got our bowls nice and hot. And we start with the noodles. Okay, we have our noodles added. Now I'm going to put in the mushrooms. And the next layer is going to be the spinach. And the next ingredient is the beef. And we just put it in raw, like you would eat a rare steak if you're into that. And what will happen is the broth that is boiling will cook this because we cut everything so thin. Now our broth is boiling. Give it a little bit of a stir, and that is extremely hot. So we're going to take it off the burner and we're going to pour it directly over the soup. See how it starts cooking that beef already? And we'll go to the other one. Get it all over it. Even it out. And don't fill it all the way to the top because you gotta put the eggs in yet. Then we're gonna just place our eggs in here.
Let's eat, you guys. Oh, I'm
Yummy.
still like cold from earlier, so this is gonna like warm me up. This looks so good.
It is good.
This is another one of those dishes we haven't had for a while. So, to be honest, this YouTube playlist of us cooking dishes has like brought back some dishes that we haven't had for so long. And this is one of them, you guys.
This is true.
So many flavors. And the spinach is so good. We have a hard time finding bok choy, like good bok choy, and the miniature bok choy. We like the small bok choy rather than the large ones. Yeah, they've been out for weeks. I've been trying to find it. So we just improvise with spinach.
It's good.
It works. It's really good. So you can always find replacements for most things. And I like to use the hoisin sauce. I like to just put like a little bit on the beef. It just gives a little bit of extra flavor.
She likes sriracha too.
No! I don't like that stuff.
It's so good though.
So he has his sriracha bottle, and I have my hoisin bottle.
I know, out of beer, I drank all my beer.
Oh boy, there are real problems. I got today's Zivia. If You guys ever had this? This is the cola kind. I've tried so many Zevia flavors, and this one is by far my favorite. This is so good. All right, you guys, so we're gonna keep eating our soup here. So if you guys decide to make this soup, be sure to let me know down in the comments. It's so easy. And or if you have your own touches that maybe you've made this soup in the past, let me know below too. This is just kind of the basic way of how we've always made it, and lots of flavor, and it's really healthy and good. So yeah, so thank you guys again for joining us on this little cook with me session. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I post new videos every single week. See you later. Bye guys.
Bye.